Okay, so it should start at 0, but before I record videos, I stop it there. Okay, this is the key 0 button, key 0, connect to pause on and off. So if I press, it will resume. If I press it again, it will stop based on where I press it. So if I press again, it will just resume there. This key 2 button, as instructed on the lab PDF, is the one that controls the rate of LEDs. So if I press, it goes slower. This is 20 hertz, and then 25, sorry. This is 12.5, and then press it again, it will be 6.25 hertz. So I use a, integer counter as a clock divider. It works the same as the clock divider provided by the code on the slides, but mine isn't. It just count it as a tick instead of generating square wave, but it still rise at the same time. So okay, for the design, I have a top level module receive the main clock from FPGA, that's 50 megahertz. That will get passed down to 4 of the clock divider, which will output 50 hertz, 25 and 12, and then 6 to 0.25 hertz. And I also have the key 2, which is I call it rate selector. So this is when it's not started. If I press start button, so key 0, this one, it will start. This is 50 hertz. Sorry, this is the default one, the very first one. So this one, it's very first one, so it's 0. The counter, I have the rate selector, which keep counting the amount of presses. So at the start, it's 0, so I press 1, now it goes to 1, which is the second divider, and if I press it again, it'll be 2, which is the third divider. If I press one more time, that will be the last one. So you keep counting, because it's 2-bit, so if I press it again, it will wrap around, so you go back to 0, which is the default one. And that will output how fast the clock is ticking. So if it's, let's say it's outputting 0, this one is outputting 0, the signal, the clock, the wire will goes to the up-down counter, which will count how many or when the clock is, let me zoom in, which will count when the clock is ticking. So if it's 50 hertz, that will, the up-down counter will check for whenever the clock rise, and it will count. So this is 50 hertz, so it counts really, really fast. So if I slow it down, it will use the slower clock to count. Whenever it rises, it will just store it into the registers or logic variable, whatever. And that will output to 2 decoder. One is the 7-segment, another one is the LEDs. This is I believe 4. Let me see. Yeah, 4 for the 7. This is 4 for the 10. For the 10. It should be 8, but I didn't include the little dots there. But I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, it's 4 to 7, 4 to 8, and yeah, that's how I design MyLab 1.